Let's give a round of applause to Perunnal and Dave. This is amazing. Yeah. Woo! Good job. Now, next item on our agenda, we have a stand-up comedy. Can you imagine? I think this is the first Perunnal we ever in the United States or ever to have a stand-up comedian. Woo! So I'd like to introduce our comedian. Our comedian today, his name is Asbar Siddiqui, and he's from Orlando, Florida. He was born in Chicago as a Bulls fan. Unfortunately, he's a Bulls fan, but he's he lived in Chicago for 7 years, and then he moved to Orlando, and he's been doing comedy ever since high school. He's been studying all the famous people, and he's been fortunate enough to be performed at world-renowned venues such as the Orlando Improv, the Comedy Underground of Seattle, the Bonkers Comedy Club, and various other legend comedian venues. So let's give it up for Mr. Siddiqui! I'm sorry, Mr. Asbar Siddiqui! Woo!
Hello! He lied about all of that. I'm not very funny. How are you guys doing? Are you guys doing okay? Should I start with a quick impression? Do you like impression jokes? Okay, here's a quick impression for you, okay? You tell me what this is. I'm not going to tell you. You tell me what this is, okay? I'm going to tell you. No, you're going to tell me. Don't confuse me. Okay, here we go. Hello.
Hello.
I am your Uber driver. You like that one? No? One more? Maybe I'll try one more. Okay, this is a scary one, okay? Hello, I am your airline pilot. No? Too much? Too soon? It's October now. Too soon still? I'm gonna go ahead and drop the accent entirely. How you guys doing tonight? Did you guys, anybody believe that? I shook hands with like 8 Simons and 4 Jeffs before. So what is up with the white names, by the way? Is that... Dude, when a guy named Dustin called me and said, hey man, do you want to do comedy at a church? I'm like, yeah, absolutely, Dustin. I'd love to do comedy at a church. I drive in, I see dudes blowing things up. I'm like, oh wait, what is happening? I go to Dustin, I'm like, Dustin, this is pretty wild. What do I get into? Dustin's like, hey man, 2 things about our culture. 2 things. We like to drink, and we marry our cousins.
No.
I'm like, in that order? Is that is it a drunk decision that you make? Or like, what? How does that work? Dustin, thank you for having me out, man. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are freaking awesome. Seriously though, did anybody believe the accent? Did I get anybody? I got you? She's like, this guy. She's like, we already have enough. That normally works in a white room. This is totally a brown room, so I totally understand why that didn't work, but I like to do the accent thing. I like to talk about that, because I don't talk in an accent, man. But in my line of work, like where I'm around white people, like I'm a rare commodity, you know? Like I have to explain that I don't have an accent to people. But people always ask, how come you don't talk in an accent? I don't talk in an accent. Now you guys can back me up on this. I text in an accent with my parents, because they don't speak English very well. Like I'm gonna share the story for you. This is a text I got from my mom. This is exactly what the text said. Car no work. Come jack off tire. Oh snap. Hi sister, how are you? Thank God. Okay. Anyway, jacking off tires. All right, so she sent me this text. I'm freaking out like, oh my God, I gotta do something about it. You can't let stuff like that go, right guys? Dude, that is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'm like, all right, what do I do? What do I do? I text her back, at work, I jack off tonight. And I did. It was actually a really cool night. But seriously though, guys, I like to talk about my accent because I think it's weird. Being in this environment is so cool, like being around peers for once instead of just a bunch of drunk white people. I'm around drunk brown people. So that's awesome. But can we talk about one thing here? How did you guys get the cops to be okay with you blowing stuff up as brown people? Just like, and I figured that out too. All of the names are white names. It's like, hey, listen, we're gonna blow some stuff up at the, the Feast of the Sacred Heart. I'm like, oh snap, that sounds scary. What's your name? Jeff. Like, oh, don't worry about that, Jeff. Go ahead, blow anything you want up. You guys want to do a test? What's your name, my man? Right here on the right. Chris. Your name. Simon. Your name. Bald? Well, I'm sorry. Paul? You know why I didn't expect that, Paul? Because you don't look like a Paul. That's crazy to me. You know, how am I like the dude with the weirdest name in this room right now? Absar Siddiqui. My parents, I don't even know what my name means, by the way. I should have totally picked a stage name, like something, I don't even have an explanation, like A City, like P. Diddy, A City, no? Would that be good, Paul? Jesus, Paul, wow, that's still blowing my mind. But seriously, guys, I like to talk about my accent. I like to talk a little bit about my background. My parents are from Pakistan. Are we against that? I don't know if did I cross the line here? There's dead silence, like, you bastard. Sorry about that. I'm just kidding. They're from India. It's fine. You know, it's all the same anyway. But I like to talk about my accent. I like to talk about my background because a lot of people are confused by it. A lot of people are confused about where I'm from, what I do for a living. I tell jokes sometimes for free. Basically, that's pretty much all of what I do. I just turned 32 years old. Did I hear a boo? That's right. Thank you for that. It sucks. Everything sucks at 32. How old are you guys, my man? 26? What's your name? No, you. Yeah, you don't have to look behind you. Yeah. Surreal? Oh, dude, that is the coolest name I've heard so far. Why? His name is Surreal, bro! That is so much cooler. Surreal? Like, what's your name? Surreal. Oh, snap. Woo! You get all the girls, man? So, hold on. Let's address the elephant in the room. Is it true what I read online? Is like you guys, is the marriages like predetermined? Is that what it is? Is that? That's the same thing in our culture. I'm not judging by any means whatsoever, but like, how does that work? Because again, Dustin told me, you marry your cousins. How does that work? Do you know who you're going to marry already, or not yet? Somebody in this room, I'm assuming? No? No idea? Dude, I didn't know either. My parents always, you know what rishta is? You guys know what rishta is? Rishta is basically like an arranged marriage. Like, that's what we have in our culture. My mom always wanted me to get an arranged marriage. Like, she would always come up to me like, hey, listen, I got this wonderful girl for you. I'm like, that's not my type. And I met my wife. My wife and I have been married for 5 years. The other day, thank you, wow, that's so nice. I wish she was here. The other day, she got a rishta. She got a marriage offer. She did. She got a guy who saw her at a get-together, and his family came up to her and said, oh, our son would like to meet your daughter. I'm like, oh, dude, that's incredible. What does he do? He's a doctor. I'm like, oh my God, you should probably consider that. That's really good. I tell jokes, dude. Like, he makes money, you know? Like, our whole culture is different than it used to be. I'm getting, older, and I'm starting to be more aware of these things. Like, I really am. I'm starting to get to that point where I'm realizing that my whole life is changing, folks. My whole life is changing. We just bought our first house. First house. We bought our first house. I have neighbors now, and I have to prove to them that I'm an American. Because they don't believe it. Dude, my neighbors do not believe it. What's your name, little man? Your name is Nothing? At this point, I'm going to believe that, because that actually makes total sense of the names I've been hearing tonight. Let's give it up for Nothing. Round of applause for Nothing! But seriously, I have to prove I'm American to my neighbors, man. Like, I have this neighbor named Ron. Ron is from Kentucky. Have you guys ever met anybody from Kentucky before? No. Exactly what you would expect, man. Ron came up to me. This is exactly what he said. He's like, hey, listen here, Akbar. We're having a barbecue at our house this Sunday. I don't know if your God allows you to congregate at a barbecue, but we'd love to have you there. Which is a great way to invite me to things. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, my God totally is on board with that. I go to his house. He introduced me like you would an exotic pet you just bought. Like a weird snake, Like, he's like, look here, guys, this is Akbar. He's tall, isn't he? He's so tall. He speaks perfect English, too. Say something for him, Akbar. Hello? Yeah, he's nervous. He said hello. He's nervous. Dude, it was so weird. One of his buddy comes up to me and goes, where are you from, boy? I'm like, I'm from Chicago. No, where are you from? Illinois. Where are you from? Oh, you mean like where my parents are from? Ron walks over. He's like, he's from Afghanistan. That's not the right stand. I'm from a different stand at the end. But seriously, and then his buddy comes up and he goes, Afghanistan, okay. I kid you not, folks. This is verbatim what he said to me. I also like some Legos. What the hell what did you just say? What is that? What was that? Did you try to say assalamu alaikum? But what came out of your mouth was, I also like some Legos? His buddy walks up and goes like, no, that's not how you say it, brother. It's asalaba bacon. Like, I assure you, that is not how you say it, Ron. I learned a lot from Ron. I did. I learned a lot from Ron. Ron taught me how to, he taught me about barbecues. He taught me about, Sunday night football. Taught me how to call the cops on our black neighbors. So I learned a lot from Ron. But I didn't have a lot of brown friends growing up. Do you guys have friends who aren't here right now? Like, do you guys have friends of other cultures? Yeah? Right? Yeah. I was exclusively with other cultures. Like, my mom hated it. My mom is very traditional, very conservative. She didn't understand the concept of a sleepover. So I had a buddy named Hank. Hank was my best friend growing up. If you guys don't know, Hank is white, based on, well, actually, I have to say Hank is white, because all your names are freaking white. So Hank is a white guy, not a brown guy named Hank. White guy. Is there a Hank in the audience right now? Nothing is Hank, baby! But seriously, so I had this friend, Hank. If you guys don't have that one friend in your life, who no matter how bad your life is going, how tough things are for you, their life is just a little worse, and it makes you feel a lot better about yourself, get that friend. If you don't have that friend, you are that friend for someone else. I would tell Hank all my brown problems. Dude, my parents want me to be a doctor. I'm not smart enough, man. I can't do it. I'm not smart enough. He's like, bro, I get it. I totally get it. Parents suck. Again, exactly what he said to me, guys. This is verbatim. My dad used to beat me in front of my girlfriend, and they're married now. Dude, I felt so good about myself. I couldn't even be upset. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. Hank's great. You know what sucks though? Like, Hank came over to sleep over one night. My mom didn't get it. She's like, why does Hank not have a bed at his house? Like, no, he has a bed. This is what friends do in America. They want to sleep in the same. You're going to sleep in the same bed with Hank? Like, no, not in that way. I knew America would ruin you. Mom, he's just going to spend the night. We're going to play video games, go on the internet a little bit. Like, internet, huh? What are you going to do on the internet? Mom, I don't know. Hank is right there, by the way, just listening. Like, what the hell is going? What is happening right now? The worst thing, guys. Don't kill me for saying this, my man. Hank is now gay. Yeah, Hank just came out of the closet. That's weird for me. My mom's very traditional. I imagine you guys are pretty traditional too, right? That's a weird conversation to have. Because I was explaining it to my mom. I was like, Mom, Hank is gay. She's like, I found a wonderful girl for him. Here's the phone number. Give it to her. Mom, Hank prefers men. I prefer men too. Everybody prefers men. It's no problem. Give the number. No, Mom. Hank likes to sleep with men. Didn't you sleep in the same bed with Hank a couple of years ago? Stop telling people that. That's not a nice thing to say, Mom. But my mom's awesome. I love her. She recently moved in with my wife and I, as the old brown people tradition goes. So I can't really get too mad at her. I love her. But aside from that, I feel like my life in general is changing, folks. I do have a new house. I want to hear about your lives, though. Where are you from? You're from here in Orlando? Tampa? What's your name? You say which one? Sharu? Do only the guys have the white names? Is that how that? Sharu? What's your name? Jocelyn. Never mind. I answered my own question. Jocelyn. Okay, cool. Never mind. Jocelyn, Dustin, Jocelyn. And what do you do for a living? Do you have a living? Yeah.
I'm a student.
Okay, at a university? A student at a university, or which one?
UCF.
Oh, okay, but you live in Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, UCF. I graduated from UCF. Round of applause for UCF. That's awesome. What do you want to do?
That's a good question.
It deserves a great answer.
I don't know, be a software engineer.
I don't know, be a software engineer. That's when your parents decided what you're going to do for a living. That's right there. What about you, my man, right there with the ponytail? Was it Jeff? Simon. I'm sorry, Simon. What are you a student as well? What are you in school for? Computer science. Okay. Am I spelling wedding bells in the air right now? Is that what's happening here? Can I legally marry them since I'm on stage? Is that what I can? Sister, am I allowed to do that? No, she's like, hell no, you're not. Absolutely not. You're not allowed to do that. I think my time's coming up to an end right now. So you want to be a software engineer one day as well? Okay, does everybody want to do that? Are you also? What's like the big career choice? Like, what do most of you guys do?
Pharmacy!
Pharmacy?
Nurses!
Pharmacy, nurses, a lot of medical profession. Social worker? Oh, I heard you. I got a hearing, girl. What's that? Social worker? What's your name? Ebby? Abby or Ebby? Is that short for something?
No.
It's not short for something. Okay, Abby. Round of applause for Abby. Abby, I actually, believe it or not, comedy doesn't pay too well. I'm actually in finance myself, so I can't say anything. I have a brown career as well. But I learned a lot about, I love hearing what people want to do with their lives or what careers they have. I think it's, my man right here, nothing. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Nobody.
Nothing wants to be nobody, folks. That's incredible. Can you keep that dream alive? How awesome would that be if you could just be nothing and nobody for the rest of your life? That'd be so cool, man. Seriously though, what about you, sweetheart? What's your name? Xenia? Xenia? Did I get that right? Oh, that's such a pretty name. Round of applause for her. That's awesome. Xenia, what do you want to be when you grow up, sweetie? A vet? Like a military veteran? Oh, like a dog veteran. Round of applause for both military and dog veterans. I don't know if we have any military veterans here, but the dog ones are pretty important too. That's cool. Do you like animals? Did this whole firework thing scare you guys, by the way? Or did you like that? My man, nothing is like on. What is in that Coke, bro? Like, I know y'all like to drink. My dude's like, yeah. Nothing. Feast for the Sacred Heart. But seriously though, guys, I wanted to, before I head out, I want to say thank you guys so much for inviting me into your lives. I hope that you guys had a good time. If anybody wants to come on stage, my man, Nothing. If any of you want to come on stage, this is your opportunity. Let's tell a little joke, folks. Anybody want to do it? Nothing? Come on up, Nothing. Give it up for Nothing. All right, Nothing is going to tell us a joke here. Go for it, Nothing.
What do you call a little monkey? A pineapple? Is it a pineapple? A pencil. A pineapple pencil.
Pineapple Princess! You want to say another one? Did you like that one? Give a round of applause. That takes courage, man. This kid jumped on stage and grabbed the microphone right now. That takes a lot of courage. Round of applause for you, my man. Come on up. Come on up. Let's do it. Let's do it. You want to do it? All right. Give it up for Mr. Dustin!
Hey, I just want to ask you, Aspar, did the fireworks make you feel at home in Pakistan?
I'm not gonna lie, I was actually just checking behind me. I was like, oh, they shooting. Oh my God, they shooting. I really did. I had this flashback to like, oh man, this is how I get arrested. This is what happens. This is what I get for being brown. We can't do that at nighttime. How the hell did you get away? How did you get away with all of this? This is pretty crazy. You spent did you buy all the fireworks? Like you went to the store, like, can we get some fireworks? How many? All, every single one, all of them. It's not even July. Where did you get those?
Got connections.
You got connections? Where am I right now, dude? This is actually getting pretty terrifying right now. Does anybody else want to come up and share some words of wisdom for the crowd? I can't really drag her. Come on up here. Your feet hurt?
Charu, charu,
Charu, charu, charu, charu, charu. Give it up for her, ladies and gentlemen.
charu. Your high heel.
Mike is all yours. Let's do it.
Hi everyone. How do you make a tissue dance? No, I was incorrect. Can everybody hear me? How do you make a tissue dance?
You blow it?
You put a boogie in it. Thank you all for coming tonight.
That was actually really funny. Give a round of applause. That's awesome. Anybody else want to come up and tell a joke? We can start a competition now. Who wants to beat the booger joke? You want to come back up? Come on up, buddy. Give it up for Nothing.
What do you call a monkey? A monkey animal.
Monkey animal. That's awesome. Do you like monkeys, man? Is that your sister next to you? I was gonna say, how convenient. No? You guys said that very powerfully. Like, no. What's the story there? Is that not an appropriate question to ask right now? You guys related? Guys, without further ado, I want to say thank you guys so much for inviting me into your festival. You know, give it up for Dustin. Seriously, thank you so much for having me come out here. You guys are incredible. I definitely had a great time. Like, you guys are seriously, the hospitality has been fantastic. You guys have been nice, kind. You blew my eardrums out with all that nonsense. I got to meet 4 Simons, 8 Mikes, and 2 Johns, so that's really cool. So let's do one thing, guys. On the count of 3, I want you guys to get as loud as you can and give yourselves a round of applause. 1, 2, 3! Ladies and gentlemen, I'll bring Dustin back up here. Thank you guys so much for your time. You guys be safe!